Welcome, Commander. My name's Anuki. This is not a standard Wehrmacht build, but it is one that I've been having fun with, as it is a challenge to skip to a Panzer IV. Let's get the build on screen. This works well on twin beaches, especially at the bottom, because we have lots of heavy cover with height advantage and long-range engagements to use. Fellowship Pioneers feel very strong in heavy cover, and you can add an MG or a sniper into this composition. We're trying to stall with defensive engagements, and before we jump into the live demo, this opener was trickier to manage whilst explaining over the top. It's not the greatest video example, but I tried to cover as much as possible, which simply was impossible. But if you learn anything at all, mission success, I suppose. Let's jump in. So get a Cat and Credit out of the HQ, move our Pioneers up to the strategic point, and we're going to get Luftwaffe, confirm Fellowship Pioneers, and we're going to drop them onto the midfield point. We're going to go back to the headquarters, we're going to set the rally to the very top munitions point on the enemy side, and then we're going to queue up some commands for our Pioneers. We're going to build at the back, 2 sandbags, 1 barbed wire in the front, and then we're going to tell them to capture the +16 on our side. Select our Fellowship Pioneers, get them all into the zone. We're going to build 3 sandbags and 2 barbed wire. Then we're going to jump back to the Kettenkrad and upgrade the communication cables as quickly as possible. So this is going to go to the munitions, and then it's going to go to our munitions, then +10 munitions, +10 fuel on our side. Strategic point, then fuel point. We're going to risk trying to get these munitions at the bottom, and then we're going to get the victory point, and then we're going to end our Kettenkrad by going up here where all the action's going to be. Once this barbed wire is complete, we want to send our Fellowship Pioneers to this heavy cover to try and get some height advantage, where I think the enemy will be around this point, and we're looking to use that height advantage against them. Getting ready to call in the second Fellowship Pioneer squad as well, as soon as possible. It's really important that we spam these out. We don't want the cooldown ticking over, so the enemy's in this area, and if we don't get the height advantage, just move to this corner point here. There's lots of places where you can get the height advantage around here, and we're going to try and capitalize on that. So this is a really good engagement for us. We're going to hand this point over to the Kettenkrad, and these Pioneers will get the victory point, and then they're going to come behind here and back up our Fellowship Pioneers. So we'll try and get these into height advantage as well. It's looking pretty good. Is that a squad wide? Ooh, they just get away. Okay, so now we want to deny cover, so get building. We probably don't have too long until another engagement. Yep. So back into heavy cover. Can at least deny this. We're going to move as far away as we can in green cover. We are just looking to stall out these engagements. Getting flanked here. Moving around the side. If this strat ain't working, you ain't dancing. You're a mean, lean, green cover taking machine. It's good practice. I'm gonna call in this squad around here, see what's up. This is a fine engagement for us. We're just stalling. As a Wehrmacht early game, we are probably gonna lose. We're just trying to lose as slowly as possible. Make sure we've always got 1 victory point and ride this out. Now, when you've got the ammo, get a flamethrower. We're not going to be advancing these Pioneers into danger. They will be punishing American aggression. So if the riflemen advance to us, then we can engage with the Pioneers. If we charge our Pioneers over, the riflemen will probably start firing at them here, or a good player would, and then we just lose that component. Oh, looks like these paratroopers missed their landing. Now, this isn't perfect. It never will be. Let's just fix our mistake. Looks like there's a grenade going off. Now, if I had got flustered with a paratrooper misdrop, I probably wouldn't have dodged that grenade. You gotta stay cool. If a unit is gonna die, you're blameless. God has plans for us all. Let go of that steering wheel once in a while. Have a beer. No, don't do that. Stay in control. Put that beer down. Both hands on the wheel. Right, I've had enough of these riflemen. Moving around the heavy cover. Let's smoke these suckers. Don't forget to get some more Fellowship Pioneers down. Ooh, nice smoke. Kind of worrying. Are they bring in more infantry here? I'm not sure. I feel like there should be more infantry. Let's just attack move that area just to make sure that no one's taking that ground. Punish them for it. It could just be the Pathfinders there, though. Overthinking this. Let's just get these into cover. Take a look down bottom. We definitely need more people to respond to the bottom. Got the victory point. It's okay if they've got the victory point, like I said. So since this area is safer than I thought, we'll move back into the smoke and attack ground from it onto the Pathfinders. Now manpower is looking pretty great. I'm going to get the Luftwaffe relay post, but there's lots of variations of this build. Let's just move our Kettenkrad around here, get the spotting scope on so we can see all the way down the road. That's beautiful. You can get a sniper or a machine gun in this build. I don't think I've got time to explain that. You will hopefully play better than me, not having to explain anything whilst playing. And we have some spare munitions, so what we're going to do is look for the squad with the most veterancy. It's probably the one that's mostly beat up. We'll give them the machine gun and some new shoes. So we got a recon flare here, so I'm just going to stop building that just in case they engage on us. So I'm going to start, I think, bringing some stuff down. I'll take the Kettenkrad down, try and make use of the spotting scope over the open ground. So now we have our relay center up. We can only reinforce our Felsher Pioneers, not our regular Pioneers. Let's get that next Felsher Pioneer squad down. A little bit delayed, but like I said, you're never going to play the perfect game of Company of Heroes. Mistakes will be made. Just try and cover as many mistakes as you can. So we can negate cover if we move down here. We can be a little bit more risky now that we've got this Luftwaffe center up. Always try and find a way that you can get your Pioneers into action whilst not being in a too dangerous position. So I see a Pathfinder moving around there. I wanted to talk about managing your ammo, but I don't think I've got time. Apparently I can't multitask two battles and talk at the same time. But our fuel stockpile is okay so far, even though we've not had that bottom fuel for a bit. So we can get the high ground up here on the Pathfinders if they try and advance again. We're going to fall back, get our reinforcements, and then re-advance, take that heavy ground. Use the spotter scope. So we have the height advantage here as well. We move back a bit. Nope, now it's vanished. It's gone forever. We can call in another squad soon. CP-wise, what we want is infantry reserves. You can instead go for the recon run and Fallschirjägers if you suspect an early M16 or Greyhound or Humber if it's against the Brits. They come with Panzerfausts. Make sure you save munitions if you are going to do that, though. You can, of course, rush a Whirlwind. That's fairly common. Let's drop this squad down here. Try and put more pressure on the bottom of the map. Now, I should have brought a bunch of these squads down to react. This is obviously very different, much more demanding than the standard Wehr build of rushing for a tier 3, getting Panzer Grenadiers, and then a pack or a Stug. Move around and assist our Felsher Pioneers. We've accumulated a lot. Now's a great time to push. We're about to get 3 CP. And you'll see the performance of these Felsher Pioneers ultimately suck when they're not in heavy cover, but we have the numbers just from constantly dropping these squads in. Now we've got 3 CP. Let's go ahead and get the cheaper reinforcements. So this push is timed with getting the infantry reserves. We'll take losses here for sure, but it's now cheaper to reinforce. So we could go ahead and get our infantry company now, and then our panzer company. The reason why we've been stockpiling this fuel and not unlocking the buildings as we reach the point they can be unlocked is just so we know how much manpower we've got to play with. It's about trying to time this so once we have the exact amount of fuel for a Panzer IV, we're clicking that Panzer IV button. Let's get some mines down here. And my timing is definitely going to be off for this because the Allies have been focusing on the bottom fuel, and I've played really poorly to try and hold on to it. Normally, I'd happily have given up some fuel to make an AA gun, but since my enemy has shown a willingness to use smoke, I fear they would have smoked my AA gun and then captured it. We're so close to a Panzer IV, though. Probably would have been able to come out sooner if we didn't waste a little bit of manpower reinforcing these squads on that last push. Let's get them into light cover. Get that spotter scope on. And get a nice surround here as well. So we're starting to regain control of the situation. It's been really tough down here, but like I said, you're never going to play that perfect game of Company of Heroes, and in some ways it's kind of nice to show things going wrong for me. And how you can sort of just, like, even just mentally approach this. So if you are struggling in the mid-game, you can also get the recoilless power-dropped AT gun thing. It will come out a bit late, you're just trying to hold off. The smoke's going to work for us. I don't mind sitting in smoke with a flamethrower. Use that attack move. Getting close to the end here, and I'm surprised to not have seen any Greyhounds. I was hoping to play against one so I could show you how to respond to that. Oh, as soon as you click that Panzer IV button, it feels so much better. And this isn't my first attempt at recording this. Very difficult to feature everything. This is not a standard build. I repeat, not a standard build. Being a little bit more risky here with our Fulcher Pioneers. Trying to get behind. Using numbers to our advantage now. And of course we can use all these Fulcher Pioneers to repair our Panzer IV. So honestly, it's felt like I've been losing for a while, but this is one of the magical things about Company of Heroes 3, and that's both sides can feel like they're losing. So our Panzer IV is now out, and we're just going to get that machine gun upgrade, go straight to the victory points, because the victory points is what it is all about. We've got loads of infantry here that can work for us. But I think this is where we sort of end the video. So you can get this Panzer IV apparently out at 8 minutes. Usually, I think this is out of the many games I've played with this so far, this is one of the later ones. I usually get it out about 9 minutes, between 9 and 10 minutes. The latest I've seen is 14 minutes when I had to get that whirlwind with the Jaeger squad on the back. It delays you, but it keeps me in the game. In the Panzer IV as cover for our weakest squad. And things are going to be much smoother for us now. Oh, we'll get our squads out of there. No trouble whatsoever. And of course, we can get a second Panzer IV in a couple of minutes. Okay, this is a great place to end it since we've achieved our goal, and the rest of the match is a bit long. But there are a few things that I want to mention from other games that I played, so just to quickly go through some of them. So here I get a second machine gun because I'm playing against Brits. Brits have great long range, so it's a good idea to use an MG or a sniper to make up for this. I use this MG to defend the bottom point at the start of the game, and the Kettenkrad can make a really good spotter, so I know where to position it. Then a Humber arrives, so I have to switch to Felcher Jaegers. I'm just holding on, staying in heavy cover. If you can get a rear shot or a side shot, you'll be in good shape, and even if you don't kill it, it's not always about killing. If they have to retreat, you've bought yourself time to save up for the next Panzerfaust and are still on your way for that Panzer IV. Not everything is about doing things as optimal as possible. I'm sure you can find ways to optimize this build further. It's still early days. Just for fun though, I tried making a relay point on my first Fulcher Pioneer squad. It let me contest nearby territory and fall back to reinforce. However, it's really easy to destroy the relay. Still fun though, especially if you stick a medic bunker behind it. Trying to do this meant relying on getting a flak AA to defend the bottom though. This was a great position for it. Harder to steal, and if they do steal it, you'll need a mortar. I also ended up dropping more mines because I wasn't upgrading the Fulcher Pioneers. Well, that's it for this video. This build was just for fun. Do remember to try and have fun. Not everything is about winning, though I did win more than I thought I would by rushing a Panzer IV like this.